That's a lot of people with a lot of stuff.
The first time I ever did it, I lost my voice.
If you watch a season of Roadshow and you don't learn something about this country, you don't learn when the Civil War happened, you weren't listening.
It's quite an operation that the viewer would never know about without a program like this.
Antiques Roadshow is a beloved public television program. Our 10 million viewers a week is a very good viewership wherever you're airing. It's a nice size audience. And I think that it is one of those shows that appeals to from 8 to 80.
You'll see somebody in a three-piece suit, you'll see them in a Dale Earnhardt shirt, and the next person will have a nose ring. And there's no show in the world like Antiques Roadshow that can get that kind of people together.
We represent the public. Anyone could be on the show. We don't pre-screen any objects that come through, so everyone's chance is equal when they walk in.
I think it's really relatable because the things that people are bringing in are the things that we are also collecting at home. So everybody's curious. I think that's why it's just been on so long and why people still really enjoy it.
There is something like comfort food about it, that it's informative and educational and fun to watch, and you can't seem to change the channel, and we're grateful for that. We actually, put subliminal messages in so you can't change the channel.
They want to understand what they own. Occasionally we're stumped, but they're going to walk out a more knowledgeable person, and that is a very rewarding thing. Maybe there's some hint in the construct of the object that can enlighten some story for them. And then when we walk out of here, we're going to share the stories with the nation. And so it will mean something to about 10 million people who are watching.
More than anything, more than the stories about people's items and everything, it really does teach you a mini history lesson in each appraisal.
We have over 500,000 kids watching the show every week. It's a nice introduction to history. You don't notice you're learning. You can't help but learn, except it's fun.
I find the cities that we're going to go to. So I have a big map on my wall and with little pegs of all the cities we've been to and some cities that we're considering.
I like to joke that we throw darts. It's not easy. We're going to do 6 cities a summer, assuming our funding can support that. And we are going to go to 6 different regions of the country.
We do everything we can to hit as much of the country as we can, every summer going to different cities.
There are entire states in this country that don't have a venue for us.
The first obstacle we face is logistics. We need 100,000 square feet of exhibit space.
And we have little rules for ourselves because we know from producing the show this is our 17th season, that there are more effective ways to be someplace. So one of our rules is we will never repeat a city in any less than 5 years. We want to go to cities we haven't been before. We have not been to Myrtle Beach before. That puts you right at the top of the list.
Myrtle Beach Convention Center, we've been looking at for probably 10 years. It's been on our radar, I think, since it opened. We've known about it, and we've been working with the people here to get it on the short list. And then we came down in the fall, they toured us around. We had a great site visit, and they were just really eager to have us here, which is always helpful. And when we toured the space, we just found that it would work perfectly for our needs.
I was so thrilled to hear that Myrtle Beach was on the agenda for this summer. I've been waiting for 8 seasons to come back to South Carolina.
We're often handed the compliment that we're like a well-oiled machine. And I always comment back, no machine parts here. It takes a village. I have a staff, a year-round staff, full-time, just on Roadshow, of 15. And by the way, I could use more people.
I help with pre-production planning, hiring crews, and all the logistics that go into the setup.
I really am responsible for most of the things that fall outside of the production area, outside of the set. So I deal with all of the attendees, the ticketing, communication with them, signage, getting them in the door, getting them out the door, making sure they enjoy their time here.
There is so much detail that goes into making Roadshow look simple and easy, and that's the goal. But it isn't simple and easy. It's a lot of moving parts. I compare ourselves to a traveling circus.
I enjoy coming to the shell of a convention center and being able to put up an entire television production from scratch. There are a lot of people that have to come together in order to make the show possible. Behind the scenes, we use the same core crew all the time to make everything come together efficiently and quickly. And we work really hard to bring a fun show to the people of South Carolina.
It's a lot of work to be ready for 5,000 to 6,000 people. And we got to get it done right. We only have one chance.
When we come into a city, we really bring in all of our equipment. We're really a traveling roadshow. So on the Friday before the event, early in the morning, we all get up and come over to the convention center. Our trucks arrive with our lighting equipment, pieces of our sets, all of the components that we need to pull off Antiques Roadshow.
I get involved with building the truss, which will hold all the lighting fixtures, audio and video cables that we will do during the taping.
We have a crew that comes early in the morning to unload the truck. They unload the truck. We also have a crew here that helps unload all the props and the scenery, the truss that goes in the background. Myself, when I come in, I actually help the arts department and scenics and help them actually get all the set pieces together. We put down carpets. It takes us about 3 hours, 4 hours, so around 12 o'clock, pretty much we'll have all our lights up. They won't be focused, but we'll also have most of the set pieces up. We always hire a local crew to help us run camera, help us with lighting, just some of the technical aspects. So we go through an orientation with them as well, so they can sort of get a feel of the land on what we do and how the road show flows.
We're setting up areas for people to wait, the ticket holders to come in on their timed ticket times. We're setting up signage, we're setting up volunteer training, and later this afternoon we will train the 120 volunteers that are recruited by South Carolina ETV. We couldn't do the show without them.
SCETV has been doing a lot of advanced work, but has also supplied us with 120 volunteers. We could not do the show without them. We could not do the show if we had to pay them.
They are instrumental to helping us pull this off, because without them, the show would be just total chaos. Later in the afternoon, what will happen is the appraisers will come in. Once the appraisers come in, there's an orientation with them.
It's like a little kid getting ready for Christmas.
We work with a pool of about 150 experts, assigning about 70 to each city. More than 70 want to come. And so those spots are very, very coveted.
We are not paid by the roadshow. All of the appraisers pay our own expenses to be here, whether it's Myrtle Beach or South Dakota or wherever it is that we're going. The silver lining for us is the publicity. So it has certainly impacted me and my business from the perspective of simply knowing that millions of people, will get to see these appraisals, which is great for us. It's great publicity.
It's been fantastic for me. Mainly, I get to see my mom and my family proud when they see the television show, but it's helped business-wise too, because when I started 12 years ago, I was younger and I knew my pieces, but because you were younger, most people didn't have faith in you, but they have faith in the Antiques Roadshow name.
It lends some legitimacy to me as an independent appraiser. I have worked with large auction houses, and I enjoyed the branding of being able to say I worked with that auction house, which brought some level of respect from clients. But when you're on your own and you're an independent appraiser, it means something to say that you are trusted by the roadshow and that you participate in their shows.
PBS is a trusted institution. You can trust Antiques Roadshow, and we're going to make sure anybody who is able to be associated with the show is a trustworthy person.
This is based on a painting that would have been done around 1900, but this is actually a reproduction of it. So this is worth about $20.
We are so careful that not only do we do background checks once we get a name suggestion, we do gossip checks. We check everything. So by the time you're sitting on that set, we trust you so that you can trust